Tesla leaks aluminum-ion promises extreme speed, 60 times faster charging and triple the energy of lithium. Sodium-ion offers lower range but cheaper materials. But the question that lingers for many of us who keep our cars for decades isn't only about speed, it's about time. How long before the pack fades? What will it cost to replace? And what happens to all that material once it's done powering the car? In 2026, Elon Musk plans to answer those questions. Tesla's upcoming aluminum-ion and sodium-ion batteries aren't just tweaks to the existing formula. They're a philosophical split in how we think about durability, cost, and sustainability. So what's really hidden behind Musk's dual battery strategy? Let's deep into this video. Welcome to Autogearshift, where hype stops and real analysis starts. We're closing in on 15,567 subscribers, and it's your curiosity that powers every deep dive we produce. If you want content that slices through marketing noise and speaks to you like someone who actually thinks, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and be part of a community that understands EV tech beyond the headlines. How could a Tesla battery outlast the car itself? Elon Musk isn't just trying to make a better battery. He's trying to erase the idea that batteries die. The 2026 Tesla cell isn't designed to last longer. It's designed to outlast time as we measure it in cars. Let's start with the aluminum-ion cell, the stranger of the two. On paper, it looks like a paradox. A metal that corrodes easily and conducts heat too well somehow becomes the foundation for a cooler, faster, more stable battery. In early lab results, aluminum-ion cells recharge up to 60 times faster than lithium-ion. That's not an improvement. That's a category shift. A 25-minute supercharge could, in theory, shrink to under a minute. And because aluminum can hold 3 times the energy per unit weight, the same battery volume that now gives a 300-mile range could reach 900. The chemistry reads like science fiction, but the data has been quietly piling up since 2022 in research papers from Queensland and Stanford. Durability is where the story stops sounding like marketing and starts sounding like physics rewritten. Lab tests show over 2,000 full charge cycles before noticeable decay, roughly 1.5 to 2 million miles of driving. Not just endurance, but a collapse of the usual battery life cycle. The concept of replacement starts to lose meaning. The limiting factor may no longer be the battery, but the driver's lifespan. Then comes the sodium-ion cell, humbler, cheaper, but oddly resilient. It sacrifices about 10 to 20% of range compared to lithium, yet keeps functioning when lithium freezes. In cold climates, where EVs lose up to 40% of their range, sodium stays calm. It doesn't rely on cobalt or nickel. It doesn't burn. It's made of salt, an element so ordinary that it feels almost subversive to power something as complex as a Tesla with it. Musk's engineers appear to be building a dual ecosystem rather than a single best battery. The sodium-ion version could serve the everyday practical market, reliable, inexpensive, cold-proof. The aluminum-ion variant would push boundaries, hyper-fast charging, extreme energy density, multi-million-mile life. It's not a product lineup. It's a philosophical split between longevity and accessibility. If this works, the idea of a car wearing out becomes obsolete. Ownership could stretch across decades without the usual decay curve. A Tesla wouldn't age like a machine. It would accumulate time like an artifact. Imagine a vehicle that doesn't get weaker with use, but simply collects stories and scratches while its core energy system stays almost untouched. Do you think Tesla's next battery could truly outlast the car itself? And if it does, would that change how we think about owning, replacing, or even valuing a vehicle? Comment to let us know your thoughts. Why could battery replacement soon cost less than new tires? But the question is, what happens when the most expensive part of an electric car suddenly becomes cheap? The battery, once the sacred heart of every Tesla, has always carried a quiet threat. When it dies, so does your wallet. A replacement for a Model 3 pack today costs between $9,000 and $16,000, a number that hangs over owners like a future tax. Aluminum and sodium disrupt that equation. Both elements are so abundant, they almost mock the scarcity that made lithium a fortune. Aluminum is the third most common element in the Earth's crust, and sodium is literally in seawater. Together, they're roughly 100 times more available than lithium, and far easier to refine. This isn't just a materials shift, it's an economic inversion. The metals that once dictated price are being replaced by the ones we throw away. That abundance changes everything about scale. Tesla's dry electrode process, a manufacturing technique that prints battery layers without liquid solvents, could push costs down another 30 to 40%. If those numbers hold, a full pack replacement might drop to $2,000 or $3,000, possibly less once recycled materials re-enter the loop. And if Tesla modularizes the battery, replacing only the worn cells instead of the whole pack, the cost could fall further, maybe to a few $100s per section. The deeper shift is psychological. In the past, replacing a car battery felt like organ surgery. In this new logic, it's more like changing a knee joint. Inconvenient, yes, but manageable and planned. The idea of a car aging into uselessness disappears. For older or fixed-income owners, that means the EV becomes a long-term asset, not a gamble. But cheap batteries also create strange paradoxes. If a battery lasts 2 million miles, the car's body becomes the disposable part. Sheet metal, interiors, even electronics could wear out before the power core does. In that case, Tesla's real product may no longer be cars, but energy modules, standardized, swappable systems that outlive multiple vehicles. You wouldn't replace a battery, you'd migrate it. And then comes the subtle twist. As costs fall, the battery ceases to be the luxury and becomes the infrastructure. Think about what happens when electricity storage becomes as affordable as aluminum siding. Rural homeowners could run their farms off repurposed Tesla modules. A used Model 2's battery could power a small house for 10 years. The boundary between transportation and energy independence starts to dissolve. Musk's long-term goal, the million-mile battery, isn't about distance. It's about duration economics. When a vehicle's most valuable component doesn't degrade, depreciation stops being linear. A 10-year-old Tesla with an aluminum or sodium pack might retain 90% of its range, and paradoxically more long-term value than many new gas cars. So the real disruption isn't the $2,000 replacement, it's the death of the replacement mindset itself. Once the cost of failure vanishes, ownership becomes endurance, a quiet, steady defiance of planned obsolescence. The battery stops being the car's weak link and becomes its memory, a durable archive of every mile driven, every decade survived. How can a million-mile battery die responsibly? The miracle of longevity always leaves a shadow. What happens after it ends? The problem with every great leap in energy technology isn't just how it performs, but how it dies. And that's where recycling becomes the real test of Tesla's next revolution. Because if a million-mile battery can't be safely reborn, it's just a slower path to waste. The chemistry here isn't equal. Sodium ion and aluminum ion offer two very different visions of the afterlife. Sodium ion looks almost poetic in its simplicity. It's built from salt, carbon, and iron-based compounds, elements that can be broken down and reused without exotic machinery. No cobalt mines, no nickel smelters, no toxic solvents. When a sodium-ion cell is shredded, its core materials can be recovered at a cost up to 60% lower than lithium-ion recycling. In theory, nearly 95% of the sodium and almost all the aluminum casing can be reclaimed and reused. It's a closed loop, a chemistry that returns to the Earth without poisoning it. Aluminum-ion, on the other hand, tells a more complicated story. Its performance is extraordinary, fast, dense, and stable, but the materials that make it possible are less innocent. The battery's secret lies in graphene, a single layer of carbon atoms that acts like a molecular superhighway for electrons. It's also expensive, with lab-grade production costing between $100 and $200 per gram. Tesla's engineers are betting on breakthroughs in mass production, using roll-to-roll printing and recycled carbon sources, but the process remains energy-intensive. And while aluminum is common and recyclable, the fine particulate dust produced during processing can be harmful if inhaled or absorbed, something most press releases never mention. That raises a harder question. Can we call a battery sustainable if its materials are clean, but its manufacturing isn't? In the sodium-ion pathway, Tesla gains moral simplicity, low toxicity, low extraction impact, and near-complete recyclability. In the aluminum-ion path, it gains performance but inherits a debt of complexity, higher processing energy, costly graphene layers, and occupational safety concerns. Musk seems to understand this trade-off. Tesla's new recycling subsidiary, Redwood Materials, is quietly scaling methods to reclaim copper, aluminum, and carbon black from used cells. The goal isn't just recycling, it's rebirth at industrial speed. Imagine a factory that disassembles old Teslas and feeds their materials directly into new ones, closing the loop without pause. In that sense, the sodium and aluminum projects are not competing technologies, but two halves of a circular economy. One optimized for accessibility, the other for endurance. But here's the paradox. The better these batteries get, the less often they'll be recycled. A cell that lasts 2 million miles may take half a century to return to the factory. By then, our infrastructure, tools, and even our concept of waste may have changed. Recycling, in this vision, becomes less about constant recovery and more about long-term stewardship, holding materials in living circulation, rather than extracting them endlessly. So what do you think? Is a 2-million-mile Tesla the beginning of a sustainable future, or the start of a strange new kind of permanence? If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more analysis that treats technology as more than marketing, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and join autogearshift, where we go beyond the headlines and into the mechanics of the future.